of Lagos, Nigeria. This is the recap, the program where we analyze some of the major issues that trended during the week. And you are welcome once again. We do this every Saturday from 4 p.m. all the way till 6 p.m. And I'm never alone in the studio. With me to do the analysis, I have Mr. Peter Anosike. Now, in case you do not know him or you never get tired of hearing about him, Mr. Peter Anosike is a philosopher, a development economist, a journalist, and a best-selling author. He is the author of Dangote's 10 Commandments and Money, the book that was rated as one of the best development books in the world by Wall Street Journal. And here in Nigeria, it was adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by the Small Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, that is SMEDAN, which is a federal government agency in charge of small and medium-scale businesses in Nigeria. It is another time for the recap. Let us analyze and let us delve into, dissect some of the issues that made major headlines this week. If you're just joining us, welcome. Don't you worry if you just tuned in. The recap has just begun and we will be diving into all of the stories we're talking about today. Let us begin with the first topic. Cost of living. Nigerians angry with government officials. Vice President Shettima admits, as many Nigerians groan in poverty due to the rising cost of living occasioned by unprecedented inflation, Vice President Kashim Shettima has said the poor in the country are angry with government officials and other members of the elite, who he said constitute the minority. Now, the Vice President said this at the graduation ceremony of the Executive Intelligence Management Course 16 participants from different security agencies and nominees of state government in Abuja last Saturday. The event was organized by the National Institute for Security Studies. This is the first time a senior government official will admit the biting hardship in the country, which seems aggravated since President Bola Tinubu took over the reins of government on May 29 this year. Now, in his inaugural speech, the president had declared that subsidy on petrol was gone for good. And hours after that statement, just a few hours after that statement, the pump price of petrol jumped from 238 naira to 263 naira per litre to a minimum of 500 naira per litre. Now, petrol currently sells for between 518 and 615 naira. At select locations, you could get it for as high as 630 naira in some other locations. Now, speaking, the vice president said, and I quote, "Let us create jobs. Let's give hope to the populace. And once we create jobs, all this madness of insecurity will disappear. There won't be Boko Haram and banditry if this is done, especially for us from the north. We can blame the bandits, but we in leadership positions owe it to the posterity to address this." He also said, "The poor are the most neglected segment of our society. You can hardly differentiate between them and their animals. Even the animals they rear belong to those in the city. So there has to be kinetic and non-kinetic solutions to all the problems, be it the IPOB agitation in the southeast, be it the challenges in the south-south, be it Boko Haram or rural banditry in the northeast, northwest, and north central." End quote. The vice president, however, urged the citizens to be patient with the president and to support his efforts to reposition the country, saying, "Let us give the president the benefit of the doubt. Let us support you. Let us rally around and be reassured that he is determined to redefine the meaning and concept of modern leadership and is ever ready to reposition the Nigerian nation. But without the support of Nigerians, he cannot do much." That's our first topic for today. Moving on, Falana says Rivers lawmakers whose seats were declared vacant lacked sound legal advice. Foremost constitutional lawyer Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria, has said the members of the Rivers State House of Assembly whose seats were declared vacant lacked sound legal advice. Now, Falana stated this in an interview on Channels Television's Politics Today on Wednesday. He said the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is required by law to conduct elections for the seats of the lawmakers. He also said the 20 legislators who defected from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the All Progressives Congress, APC, had their seats declared vacant by the court, saying that is the law unless the Supreme Court decides to change it, but that is the law in Nigeria today. Now, you will recall that the Rivers State House of Assembly has declared the seats of the 27 members who recently defected from the PDP to the APC, vacant. The 27 lawmakers loyal to the Minister of the FCT, that's Nyesom Wike, defected from the party recently amid moves to impeach the state governor, Sim Fubara. The affected lawmakers were not present at the sitting when their seats were declared vacant. The four-member assembly led by factional Speaker Edison Ehie, who is loyal to the state governor, on Wednesday said the decision to declare the seats vacant was in line with Section 109, subsection 1G and 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. The Speaker, who read the names of the lawmakers affected, called on the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to conduct fresh elections within the time frame provided by law to fill these positions. And that is our second topic for today. You are listening to the recap right here on the Voice of the People 9.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I'm your host and you are welcome. We are still looking at an overview of the topics we'll be discussing today. And number 3, Wike has failed as second most prominent politician, according to Laolu Akonde. Former presidential aide Laolu Akonde has expressed his disappointment at the immediate past governor of River State, Nyesom Wike. Akonde, who was the spokesman to former Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, wondered why Wike, who is now the Minister of the FCT, cannot manage his own anointed governor. Now, Laolu hailed Wike as the second most influential politician in Nigeria at the moment, but regretted that the former Rivers governor has failed to carry himself the way it was expected. Now, the political crisis rocking River State took a new turn this week with the demolition of the State House of Assembly complex and defection of 27 members of the assembly loyal to Wike to the APC. This is despite the attempt by the president to broker peace between Wike and Governor Fubara. Moving on to a next topic, the Minister of Defense, Abubakar Bagudu, has appealed to the National Assembly to increase his ministry's budget for the 2024 fiscal year, saying the 1.57 trillion naira allocated to it was not enough to fight the insecurity in the country. He made the call on Wednesday when he appeared before a joint National Assembly Committee on Defense to defend the ministry's 2024 budget proposal. Badaru said the rising cost of operations and the increase in the price of diesel and fuel necessitated the call for an increment of the ministry's allocation. And to our final topic, CJN Ariwoola appoints younger brother Adebayo as new auditor for NJC. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN Olukayode Ariwoola, has appointed his younger brother Adebayo Ariwoola as a new auditor for the National Judicial Council, NJC. The appointment places the younger Ariwoola in a key position overseeing the internal audit unit of the NJC, a role with substantial authority to ensure financial integrity and responsibility within the commission. He's now responsible for evaluating the commission's internal controls, scrutinizing accounting processes, and ensuring compliance with legal standards. Okay, this and more are the topics we'll be looking at today right here on the recap. If you are just joining us, you are highly welcome. Voice of the People 90.3 FM is where you're at. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I'm your host, and this is the recap. Don't forget, the recap is a program where we analyze some of the major issues that trended during the week, that made major headlines during the week. And as always, with me to do the analysis, I have Mr. Peter Anasuke. In case you do not know it, Mr. Peter Anasuke is a philosopher, a development economist, a journalist, and a best-selling author. He is the author of Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money. Now, this book was rated as one of the best development books in the world. Fun fact, if you Google the 10 most prominent business development books in Nigeria, this book comes out at number 1. Try it and see. Now, Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money was also, rated by Wall Street Journal as one of the best development books in the world. Here in Nigeria, it was adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by the Small Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, a federal government agency in charge of small and medium-scale businesses in Nigeria. You might think to yourself, well, what a man. Well, I have him in the studios today, and you will be hearing his voice shortly. Good evening, Mr. Anasuke. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah. Good evening, and good evening, listeners.
Welcome to the recap. How are you today, sir? Happy weekend.
I'm okay.
Let's delve into the crux of the conversation, beginning with the conversation, this topic on the cost of living. For the first time in a long time, in what we could call an unprecedented move, this is something you don't see happening all the time. A very highly placed government official is saying, truly, Nigerians are angry with government officials. Now, this is coming from the desk of Nigeria's Vice President, Kashim Shettima. He's admitting that Nigerians are groaning in poverty and Nigerians are not happy with government officials. Nigerians are not happy with members of the elite who constitute the minority. Now, you know that in the president's inaugural speech, he just declared subsidy is over. And once he said that, the price of petrol skyrocketed to double the price, almost triple the price in some cases. Queues, fuel filling stations the very next morning. I know that because I went on the field to see the situation of things, and almost every filling station I passed, some were closed, some were not selling fuel, there were queues, and people had to suffer and stress to get fuel, and it wasn't like that the day before. Can we look at it and say that the federal government is finally waking up?
Well, I want to pin it on Kasim Shettima. In fact, this is the best thing that I've ever heard from an APC government in the last 8 years. Understand? This is what I would have expected Adebayo to say. But in his 8 years, he was hiding. He couldn't utter any statement, any positive statement. There's no unquotable quote from Buhari. There's no quotable quote from Buhari and Adebayo in the past 8 years. And since this new dispensation, starting from May 29, we've not had anything positive from this government. So I want to appreciate Kashim Shettima, although it's coming from an unlikely person, because with what we know of him, I didn't expect this kind of a statement from him. When
you say with what we know of him, what do you mean?
Most of the things that we know of him are negative. Understand me? But to me, this is a mind shift. Admitting that really that Nigerians and animals are on the same pedestal. Understand? And even that the animals that they are feeding, they're not even the owners of the animal. So for me, I have said it in so many fora, the beginning of wisdom is accepting responsibility. That shows maturity.
But is it enough to admit? What about doing something about the situation? If you are saying now we can see it.
You have to admit first. But somebody last week was saying that those that are complaining about Tinubu's government are being unrealistic. And that's the DG of National Orientation Agency. That's the statement that he made last week, that those complaining about hardship under Tinubu is being unrealistic, which means you can fake hunger, you can fake hardship. So that's the voice of a sycophant. Understand? But this guy has come out real that that the poor in the country are really suffering, that the cost of things are beyond their reach, that they are living like animals. Yesterday, a report from World Bank showed that over 104 million Nigerians are now living below poverty. That's a report from World Bank. But the federal government has failed to admit this. They are saying sacrifice, have hope, and so on and so forth. But this guy has come at least to admit that things are not well with the vast majority of Nigerians, that the vast majority of Nigerians are going through hardship, and that they are not happy with the rich. So for me, admitting your mistake, admitting your errors, taking responsibility is the beginning of maturity, is the beginning of growth, is the beginning of sensibility. So I'm happy that somebody like Kasim Shettima has been able to say, for me, this is the best thing that I heard since 2015 from any government functionary. Every one of them have been talking as if they are on the campaign. Understand? So the truth is that a lot of Nigerians are not going to have an easy Christmas. Nothing is affordable. Nothing in the country, even the basic commodities, the basic food that Nigerians eat, the bread, understand, the bread, the biscuit, there's no more even a biscuit of 50 this anymore. Gari is unaffordable, beans, rice, all of them. So I'm happy with him. I appreciate that statement. Then it should be now followed by action. It should now be followed by action. He pointed at two things that is affecting the country, which is insecurity and food. And this thing works pari passu. There can never be food if there's no insecurity, because farmers cannot go to the farm. So and he was addressing security officials. So if they can from now begin that to match their words with action, it will be good for the people. So I'm happy that we have this thing coming from Shettima. And since he came into office, he has behaved maturely. We've not heard any ungathered statement from him. He has behaved himself. He has been relatively out of the scene. The way they want the office of the vice, whether deputy governor or vice president, he has not been showing himself, because in Robert Greene's 48 laws of power, number 1 rule say, never outshine your master. So he has never made any attempt to outshine his master. So he has been composed, he has been matured, understand, and he has been responsible up to this time. But I don't know what tomorrow will be.
What's the action that we are expecting from here on? Because he goes on to say, support the president so it can be easier for us, be patient with the president, support his efforts to reposition the country. You talk about him not outshining the master, but when he says, I have seen the level of suffering in the land, it's not right, it's not nice, and Nigerians are not happy with our government. What is that step that you expect them to take, or that policy that would actually favor all Nigerians? Because so far, with every policy that have been put in place, we have, or as Nigerians have always found one part to say, okay, this doesn't favor us. From the fuel subsidy removal to the student loan that we've spoken about again and again, to other policies, Nigerians have said this doesn't look or sound like it favors us. What is that policy that put into place? How from here on, if you recognize the suffering, what do you expect them to do to mitigate it?
One is to stop borrowing and start growing the national economy. Start looking inwards instead of looking outwards. Our help will not come from Europe. Our help will not come from Asia. Our help will not come from America. Our help will only come from Nigeria. So Tinubu needs to sit down here and begin to harness our natural resources. That's the way forward. Until Nigeria stop being an import-dependent country, we are not going anywhere. Until Nigeria start exporting things made in Nigeria, we are not going anywhere. Until federal government stop patronizing made abroad products, we are not going anywhere. In India, they patronize only made in India products. In China, the same thing. That's the way to grow the economy. Understand? Stop insecurity through good governance. Create enabling environment. Stop all these taxes that doesn't make sense. You cannot run a country by depending on tax alone. Tax is paid from profit, not from capital. But businesses in Nigeria are not making profit. And these people are taxing them every day, killing them. And that's why companies are leaving Nigeria, foreign companies are leaving Nigeria on a daily basis because they are insensitive. The government officials are insensitive to what is happening in the country. So the best way to go is to grow our economy by creating enabling environment. Then give businessmen, industrialists incentives. Increase our megawatts. Let there be stable power supply. And the economy will move on its own. We don't need America, we don't need Britain. We don't need France, we don't need Asia.
We wouldn't need all these countries if we made our own economy self-sufficient.
India did not need them. Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, they all develop with what they have in their country, and that's the best way. And this is what Abacha did for 5 years. People are saying that a civilian regime is better than this. Abacha held our economy for 5 years. He increased the fuel just once in 5 years from 9 naira to 11 naira. Understand? The whole world shut out Nigeria, but we are making progress here. So we don't need a foreign direct investment to grow our economy. All we need is to look inwards and enhance our natural resources. But first of all, we need to stop insecurity. Because there will be no development once there's no security in the country.
All right, then there will be no development with insecurity still ravaging the country. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. You are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. The recap is a program where we analyze some of the major issues that trended during the week, the issues that made major headlines during the week, and one of them is what we'll be delving into right after the short break. All right, very soon the phone lines will be open so that you can also give us your opinions on all the issues that we're discussing today. But in the meantime, you can send a message to our WhatsApp platform. It is 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. And to you who's watching us on YouTube, yes, we are live on YouTube right now. If you want to be a part of the YouTube audience, you want to see what's going on in the studios, you want to put faces to the names and to the voices, it is VOP 903 FM on YouTube or Voice of the People 90.3 FM, VOP 903 FM on YouTube, and we will pop up. We are live right now. You can leave your comment in the comment box in the comment section, and I will read it before the program is over. You're still listening to the recap. It's on to the next topic. Rivers State has been trending for many weeks now, and that is due to the rift between the immediate past governor, Nyesom Wike, who is now the minister of the FCT, and the incumbent governor, who is Sim Fubara. Well, foremost constitutional lawyer Femi Falana has said the members of the Rivers State House of Assembly whose seats were declared vacant lacked legal sound advice. That is to say, if they had legal sound advice, they wouldn't just vacate their seats just like that. Now, Falana is saying that INEC is required by law to conduct elections for the seats of these lawmakers, saying all the legislators who defected from the PDP to the APC, now their seats have been declared vacant, and that's the law unless the Supreme Court decides to change it. But here's the thing, Falana is saying it is a good development and it's a good law, it's a good interpretation, and there should be no political prostitution in the country. He says it is tantamount to political immorality. If you vote on the platform or you're elected on the platform of a political party and you now abandon the party, you're advised to go and try your luck by contesting again under the new political party. So you cannot go from one party to another and still remain in the position that you are. But here's the thing, Mr. Anosike, we've seen cases where different people who were holding positions actually defected from one party to another and they did not lose their seats.
No. It's the Constitution mentioned specifically the legislatures. It did not. The governors were not mentioned there.
Do you think they should be?
They should be. They should be, because in the ballot papers, what is there is the symbol of a party.
Not the person.
Not the picture of a governor. So it is the party that the people are voting. So people in Rivers State voted for the House of Assembly. They voted for PDP, which happened to have some miscreants as their flag bearers. Understand me? It was PDP that they voted for.
So the person who is there has to be a PDP member.
The person there has to be a PDP member. So they have voted for PDP to represent them in the Rivers State House of Assembly for 4 years. So whoever is living, and then ballot papers are not transferable. You cannot transfer one ballot paper from one party to the other. So that is why that is a Supreme Court pronouncement that whoever leaves a party to another party must vacate that position, must lose that seat. Understand? So it's a Supreme Court pronouncement, but I don't know what Fanana is saying unless Supreme Court thinks otherwise. So I don't know if the Supreme Court now changes from morning, that's in the morning or evening. True. But that's what is known as the law of retributive justice. That is what is happening currently in Rivers State. That is what is happening to Nyesom Wike. The law of retributive justice. Others call it karma. In 2014, Wike supported the 5 lawmakers led by one Evans Bibe to sack 27 lawmakers that were in support of Rotimi Amechi as the governor then. That was in 2014. Nyesom Wike, as the Minister of State for Education then, supported the 5 lawmakers to sack against the 27 who were in support of Amechi. So in 2023, the same number again, 5, has also sacked 27 lawmakers who are in support of Wike. Understand? So that's what you say. As I said, that is a law of retributive justice that is on. And it says that for every wrongdoing that you did, you must be punished in equal proportion. For every wrongdoing that you did, you must be punished in equal proportion. If you look at Saul in the Bible, all the crimes that Saul committed in the Bible was meted to him when he became Saul, when he became Paul. Go to your Bible and you see it. When he was Saul, all the atrocities he committed against the Christians, when he repented, the same were meted to him in equal proportion. So the same thing that Nyesom Wike did in 2014 is exactly what is happening to him now.
That's what's being done to him at the moment.
Now, in 2014, when Amechi was the governor, Wike supported 5 legislatures to sack 27 legislatures who were in support of Wike, Rotimi Amechi then. Now, it is now the turn of FOBRA to use 5 legislatures to sack the same 27 lawmakers who were who have Wike as their boss.
But these people resigned, of their own volition.
No, their seats were declared vacant. Understand me? And that was exactly what happened in 2014.
But they would have known that this is what would happen if they decide that they want to defect. So they've automatically resigned their jobs.
No, Wike is a terror. Wike must have told them, this is Nigeria, nothing will happen.
And now something is happening.
Something must happen. Something must happen. Unless the Supreme Court will want to tell us there's no more court in the country. Unless Supreme Court want to tell us that there's no more court in the country. Because the Constitution was explicit on it. This thing happened in 2018 and 2018 when the governor of Cross River State, Ben Ayade, crossed over to APC. He was a PDP governor and crossed over to APC. The House of Assembly members that crossed over with him, all of them lost their seats. Understand? All of them lost their seats because the Constitution mentioned legislatures. It didn't mention governors.
Is that to say they do not mind losing their seats in fighting for what they believe?
They were misled. Wike must have told them nothing will cross over, nothing will happen. We are in control of this country. Understand?
But when you say must have, we went there to know that this is the conversation that they had.
We are in an era of impunity. We are in era of impunity, an era where people will deliberately go against the law and nothing will happen. So this is the mindset of Wike. Understand me? And that's what gave them that boldness, the courage to cross over.
Now, they are not the only ones. Like some commissioners have resigned.
On their own. I'm sure by now, Fobram is already getting a list of people to appoint. Understand me?
But one thing that is synonymous with all of them is that they all seem to be pro-Wike.
Because Wike appointed all of them.
So if he now says to them, resign your position to show solidarity to me, they will do that.
They have done that, and the Rivers has over 2 million people, population. Millions of people will queue up to take over those positions.
So should we expect to see these people who have the defectors, the resigned people in other different positions in Rivers State or in the federal position?
They've gone, they are gone. Wike is somebody who whatever he touches, he destroys. That's who Wike is. Whatever he touches, he destroys. Today, where is Okezie Ibazo? Where is Ifani Ugwani? Why is Samuel Otom? Understand? So this is, and he has just finished the political future of 27. Okay, they are now 25 people in River State, because I don't see the Supreme Court doing otherwise. Understand? Because PDP is not in crisis at the moment. Understand? PDP we don't have any factions in PDP. PDP have just still one national chairman, one NWC, one BOT. So there's no court that will say that PDP is factional. It's in crisis. Understand me?
So the excuse they gave is not valid.
There's nothing can say, unless if there's no more court in the country, unless if there's no more law in the country, unless if there's no more law in the country, because the president is already there. It happened in 2018 in Cross River State. It happened in Ebonyi State. Once a lawmaker dumps his party to another one, he loses his position.
But if they know this is what will happen, no matter the assurance or despite the assurances that they may have been given, is this a case of, putting one's hands into fire because someone said, oh, do so, I'm in charge or I'm in control?
Well, Wike told you that he bought the forms for everybody.
So they have to do his bidding.
Understand me? That he bought the form for everybody that contested in Rivers State. But the question would have been, how much is the salary of a governor? Understand me?
To be able to afford forms for a large number of people.
For all those people. That is corruption. And DSS is not doing anything about it. Wike has never run any business in his life. Before 1999, Wike was a tax collector in the park in Port Harcourt. From there, 1999, he became a chairman of Obiakpo local government. From there to chief of staff to Rotimi Amechi. From there to Minister of Education State under President Goodluck Jonathan. Then from there to governor in 2015. So what business has he run to get money that's to buy forms for all the candidates? Do you know how much a nomination form for PDP is, including the governor? This is corruption. Understand? And DSS are not saying anything about it. Okay, because I bought form for you, I campaigned for you, I'm no more with him. Therefore, he should resign. So they on the listen. So for me, it's okay that they go. Fobra will now pick his own people, those who are loyal to him. And for them to be resigning simply shows that they were not under the appointment of Fobra. That it wasn't Fobra that appointed them. Understand? So they are doing the bidding of Wike, and the Fobra will have had his hand tied for the next 4 years if these people did not go now. So sincerely, I'm expecting those who have not resigned to resign on Monday. All those commissions, all the Wike's appointees that have not resigned, I'm begging them to resign on Monday, so that Fobra can pick his own men and move forward.
Well, if we keep having these cases of pick your men, won't we see a repeat of the
No, you must be picking your men. You must be picking
people you can work with.
Yes. It is important.
All right, let's look at still on the Wike Fubara situation. Former presidential aide Laolu Akonde has expressed his disappointment at the former governor of Rivers State, who is now the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike. Laolu Akonde was the spokesman to former vice president Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Now, he wondered why Wike, who is now FCT minister, cannot manage his own anointed governor. He says Wike is the second most influential politician in Nigeria at the moment, but he has failed to carry himself the way it was expected. He said Wike was being called Mr. Project and all that. That, he has quite a bit of political regard for Wike. But in this country today, after the president, Nyesom Wike is the most prominent politician. So when someone, in his words, and I'm reading his words verbatim, so when somebody has attained that level of political relevance, it means you really have to carry yourself with a lot of grace, with a lot of measured management of the expectations around you. It is disappointing that the FCT minister is not managing his own anointed governor, and the responsibility is more on him than the governor. Wike is a senior partner in this matter, and it is not good for him, end quote. What do you think, Mr. Anske? Well,
for me, saying that he said that Wike is what?
The second most prominent politician in Nigeria at the moment.
For me, Wike is the most notorious politician in the country at this moment. There's a very big difference between a popular and notorious. Wike, you are popular for a good cause. Understand? But you are notorious for
mischief.
For nuisance. So Wike is the most notorious politician at this point in time, and his sins are finding him out. Understand? He has been betraying people right from time. He betrayed Amechi to Goodluck Jonathan. He betrayed Jonathan to APC. Understand me? In 2023, he betrayed the PDP. So betrayal is his stock in trade, and every evil has its own expiry date. So the evils that this guy is committing, the expiry date has come. So saying that he is popular, he is notorious, not popular. And he's a greedy man coming from his background. Understand me? You have ruled for 8 years. You ruled for 8 years. Nobody disturbed you. And you are not the first governor of Rivers State. Others have been there before you. Did the person that you took over from appoint all your distant people? No. Understand? So for me, he has no respect for me. I don't know about others. He doesn't have my respect at all.
So you wouldn't even pick him as the second most prominent politician in Nigeria?
I say he's the most notorious politician in the country. Understand? And it is serving him right. And he's going to lose this fight. And if he doesn't take time, APC will also sacrifice him.
Is it too much to expect Wike to be the bigger person in this situation? To be the bigger person and just let Fubara do what he wants to do, instead of, he has even said, he's not the one doing all of this, but all hands, critics, and even supporters alike are saying he is the one, when it's people who are loyal to him, who seem to be causing the issue or fueling the situation.
Wike said, when I was fighting, where was he? That's what he talked about Fubara. When he was fighting, where was Fubara? Understand? So him demanding 20 billion every month is not too much. Because when he was fighting, that Fubara was not in the fight with him. That is what he said. But his own has come to an end. And there's a threat to him. Wike now has become a fugitive in Port Harcourt. Wike cannot walk freely in Port Harcourt at the moment. I'm telling you this. Wike cannot walk freely in Port Harcourt at the moment because people are angry with him. Whatever negativity that is happening in Port Harcourt in Rivers is because of him. His 8 years is over. He should leave this man to do his own years and get out of there. But his greed will not allow him. He said that he will not allow anybody to destroy his structure. That destroying his structure is making him irrelevant. Understand? But Peter Dende allowed Rotimi Amechi to take over his own structure. And you took over Rotimi, that's Amechi's structure. So greed is his biggest problem. Greed.
If Fubara now also decides to go this way and try to entrench that Godfather style, and this is indeed happening in so many other states in Nigeria, are we not going to keep seeing a repeat trend of these quarreling with your predecessor, it causing issues in the states, chambers? Are we not going to keep seeing a repeat of this?
Well, Godfatherism has never worked in Rivers State. Understand? Because Peter Dende wasn't godfather to Rotimi Amechi. Understand? Rotimi Amechi wasn't godfather to Nyesom Wike. Understand? So, and then why should Nyesom Wike be godfather to Fubara? So, godfatherism has never worked in Rivers State, and it has not worked in most of the other states. And the truth is that It's only a stupid man that will accept that. Because you are the governor. Within that 4 years, 8 years, whatever happens is on your head. Understand me? Not on the head of your godfather. If the EFCC want to arrest, they will ask who is the governor of the state between so and so years. So when you cannot say that my godfather told me not to sign a check, it does not hold water. So between 2023 to 2027, Simi Fubra is the governor of Rivers State. He is the commander-in-chief of Rivers State. He is the CEO of Rivers State. Whatever happens, any misappropriation of money, nobody will call Wike. Understand me? It is Fubra that they will call. Even if Fubra decided to be giving Wike 50% of Rivers State that's allocation, the person that will be held responsible at the end of the day is Fubra, not Wike.
Can we then say he made a good decision by not giving into any alleged demands that Wike might have made of him?
It would have worked if Wike did not become more greedy, because he has already started working by accepting all those people. Understand me? By allowing Wike to appoint everybody for him. Understand? So it is the God of River State people that is just exposing this.
All right, then. You are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. With me in the studio, I have Mr. Peter Anosike, a development economist and author, a political, social, and national affairs analyst as well. Let us move on to the next topic. The Minister of Defense, Abubakar Badaru, says 1.57 trillion naira budget is not enough to fight insecurity. Now, he made the call on Wednesday when he appeared before a joint National Assembly Committee on Defense to defend the 2024 budget proposal for the Ministry of Defense. He says the rising cost of operations, increase in the price of diesel and fuel has necessitated the call for an increment of the ministry's allocation. But here's the thing, Mr. Anosike. In this year's budget, the Ministry of Defense was allocated 1.15 trillion naira for personnel, 116.5 billion naira for overhead, and 308.2 billion naira for capital, totaling 1.57 trillion naira. The Defense Minister said this allocation is not enough to fight insecurity. Looking at the state of insecurity right now in Nigeria, and the amount or the percentage that was allocated to it in previous year's budget, and what the Ministry of Defense has been able to achieve, is this amount enough for the Ministry of Defense in the 2024 budget, or is the minister, is he just asking for too much, or is he right to ask for an increment?
Listen to me. All the money in the central bank is not enough to fight insecurity. All the money in the world, $1 trillion. He's talking of he was giving billion this thing, billion this naira. But I'm telling you, $1 trillion is not enough to fight insecurity. The only answer to fighting insecurity is good governance. The only thing that is enough to fight insecurity is good governance. I keep on saying it. Even if Nigeria current population is about 224 million people. Even if you recruit 100 million Nigerians into the army today, it is still not enough to fight insecurity. It is still not enough to fight insecurity. The only answer to insecurity is good governance. Make the welfare of the people your number one priority. Treat the people right, and insecurity will disappear. Understand? All the Tokona bombs, all the jet fighters in the world, it will not be enough to fight insecurity. Because that policeman, that military officer is still a human being. He's still a human being. He has conscience. He has soul. Understand? he too knows that these people are, so a lot of them are not doing it in their right senses. They say a hungry man is an angry man. Understand? And that devil would always find job for an idle hand. When you keep the youth busy, you have reduced insecurity. When the youth are busy, you have reduced insecurity. When there's an enabling environment for businesses to grow, you have reduced insecurity. Understand me? When the people are happy with the government, they will be able to give out useful information to the security agencies. But when they are not happy with the government of the day, they will not give any useful information. And there can never be any combat of security without useful information. The people that are constituting this mayhem live in our communities. They live in our town. They live in our villages. To fish them out need valuable information, intelligence. But when there's bad governance, nobody will give those intelligence to the army or to the police.
But why not if it's for our own good?
I cannot be supporting somebody who is killing me. Understand me? If government doesn't show concern to me, I will not show concern to government. That's how it works. Understand me?
But we are kind of the ones who are directly being negatively affected by the activities of this, armed men, bandits, kidnappers, Boko Haram, insurgents.
We have seen in some area like in Niger State, where these bandits, we are sharing food to the communities. Understand me? We have seen where these bandits, we are sharing money to the communities. So in this case, who do you expect the communities to trust more? Government that has neglected them, or the bandits that is taking care of them?
But what we hear more, what is more rampant are cases where the bandits are chasing them away from their farms, kidnapping their people, their men, their children, killing them, ravaging villages. That is what we hear more. This is more or less an isolated case.
But it happens. So even if you give that man the $1 trillion and there's a bad governance, he cannot do anything
with it.
Understand me? So to rid Nigeria of insecurity is for government to be conscious of the people, to begin to cater for the well-being, for the welfare of the people, to begin to create enabling environment, to begin to get the youths busy. This is the way to go, not money.
All right. We have been talking about insecurity right here on the recap. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I'm your host. The phone lines will be open by 5 p.m. on the dot. I can see it's 4:59, so get ready to call. Once it's time, I will give you the number to call. But before we do that, let's head into the final topic so Mr. Anaski can actually talk about this. Reportedly, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Olukayode Ariwoola, has appointed his younger brother Adebayo Ariwoola as a new auditor for the National Judicial Council. Now the appointment places his younger brother in a key position overseeing the internal audit unit of the NJC, a role with substantial authority to ensure financial integrity and responsibility within the commission. Now, the younger Ariwoola is now responsible for evaluating the commission's internal controls, scrutinizing accounting processes, ensuring compliance with legal standards. Now, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ariwoola, holds a position of what we could call near supreme authority with vast powers within the judiciary. Now, he has a direct family link to the head of a unit that is of crucial oversight. Yes, in fact, it's arguably the only unit that's capable of exercising independence and effectively checking and balancing any excesses within the CJN's domain. This is not the first time that, critics will say the Chief Justice of Nigeria has too many powers, saying power corrupts and absolute power, corrupts absolutely. It would seem, as critics have put it, that this is becoming a family business.
Well, for me, how else do we define corruption? That's why I said that this is the era of impunity. What we have now is the era of impunity, the era where anything happens. Buhari did not take his nepotism up to this extent. The judiciary is a very, very critical sector. It is a very big, it is a very important sector. And mind you, Ariwoola's son was one of the 23 judges that was sworn in as Justice of the Federal High Court.
Just recently.
Recently, his own son. Understand? Then his nephew was in December 2023 sworn in as Justice of the Appeal Court. Another Ariwoola. Understand? Another Ariwoola was sworn in as a Justice of the Appeal Court. His own son was sworn in as Justice of the Federal High Court. Now he has put somebody to be taking care of the finances, which is the engine room, the critical sector of the judiciary. It is only in Nigeria that this kind of a thing can happen.
Because there seems to be a clear case of, conflicting interests. Because even right now in issues like this, or maybe not exactly like this, in legal issues, if you seem to be too close to the person who is seeking your services, you'll be asked to recuse yourself. One would think, critics have actually said that even if his brother was qualified to be the auditor, even if his brother were qualified to be the auditor, that it's part of sacrifices that he has to make. We must collectively make for the sanctity of an office such as that of the chief judge, for being in a leadership position, that he could have put someone else there just to give a semblance of fairness and justice.
In Britain, a minister of education resigned because a policy that he made, his daughter benefited. It is a policy that he made. His daughter became a beneficiary of that policy. And because of that, he was asked to resign.
Because it would seem he did that on purpose.
Understand? Thousands of other students in Britain benefited from that, but his daughter was one of the beneficiaries. Now imagine making your own the auditor of your own ministry. He is there to be covering up for you. Basic. And this is the judiciary. This is one thing that is going to affect this foreign direct investment that the people are talking about. Because when there's no transparency in the judicial system, nobody will come to that country. No investor will come to that country. When there's no transparency in the judiciary of a country, no investor will come to that country. And these people, with this act, they are scaring investors away more and more. Understand? Even Tanko wasn't as reckless as this man. Understand me? Tanko, the guy that Ariwoola took over from, wasn't as reckless as him. Which means Nigeria is going down the drain on a daily basis, and people are seeing this. Understand? People are seeing this. You are the CJN, you are making your own relation the auditor of CJN, which means whatever you do, he will cover up for you. That is what it means.
So there will be no more independence as it should be. There's
no transparency. That this is absolute corruption.
All right, then. Our phone lines are now open and you can give us a call. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. To those who are watching us on YouTube, we see you and we thank you. Drop your comment. I will be taking your comments very, very soon, just before the program comes to an end. We have a very first caller for the evening. Good evening and welcome to the recap. Are you there? Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening.
What's your name and location, please?
My name is Casey. I'm calling from Yanakwaja.
Welcome, Casey. Let's hear from you. What is your opinion on the issues we've been discussing this evening?
My dear, concerning the chief judge of the Federation, Justice Ariwoola, and what he has been doing in the judiciary, my dear, this has shown what APC has come to do in Nigeria. When we are talking about there's no transparency, people are thinking maybe we are accusing or saying without having any proof. Can someone now come and say this is not a proof to show that the judiciary has been brought over and there's nothing you can do about it than to be looking at them? But what I'm sure of is that no matter what one do on this earth, definitely good you will get it, bad you will get it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Casey, for calling 0700 903 903 903. If you want to send a message on WhatsApp, it is to 0700 903 9039. We are live on YouTube right now. Send in your comments and we will take them very soon. Good evening. Welcome to the recap.
Yeah. Good evening, Madam Chairman.
Hi, good evening, sire. What's your name and your location, please?
You see Nemeka from Ejibo.
Welcome, Nemeka. Let's hear from you. We have Mr. Anasuke in the studios.
Yeah. All right. Good evening, sir.
Nemeka, good evening.
Hello. Compliment of the evening.
Same to you.
All right. Shoma, Anosike has used the right word for wicked. He's a notorious guy, not famous. And I'm always had him saying something. He's a man of character. Then I asked a small boy, can you have this kind of character of this power? He said never. He's a man that can never respect his lady. Respect the elders, even respect the people he's ruling. That man does not have any character. So what is happening to me today is his cup filling up. And when God wants to deal with you, you start from your innermost family, which is your home. I've been looking at that guy, his stranger has fought him. I wasn't happy to see this kind of character playing in Nigeria politics. But I find out that it's better to tell us how all of them look like. People that see themselves to be new God, to the people they lose. Forgetting that you are an ordinary servant, jobless person, who has no job yesterday and today. You are on top of the people you are losing. Letting them, doing them whatever you like. Is that how to rule human beings? If rivers do not get that guy out of their way, he will keep on insulting them every blessed day. I'm not happy with what he's doing in the Nigeria politics at all.
Are you talking about Wike or the CJN now?
No, it does not concern me. The reason why I'm against him because I'm a Nigerian. This kind of character is not what our children will be learning. Yes, our children cannot be learning that kind of character. He's always calling himself a man of character. Is this character this? That you rule and you go, another person come into office. You don't want that person to sit down and rule his people. You are taking 20 billion out of the money allocation coming to the state. How much left for the people? I don't blame them because that is what we Nigerians want. That's why they are giving it to us.
Okay, Nemeka.
Until when we wake up, that day we wake up is the day the end of this rubbish will be. God bless you people.
Thank you so much. That was Nemeka all the way from Ejigbo. You can also get through to us in the studios. Give us a call 0700 903 903 903. Lest I forget, today is December 16, and it is the day that we have earmarked to celebrate you as special fans. Our dinner party is happening today. And I know that some top fans have been picked to be a part of us. And if you're still on your way, hurry down here. We cannot wait to wine and dine with and also celebrate you. But then in the meantime, it is the recap. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. What's your name and location, please?
Hello, my name is Ibrahim from Oshodi.
Ibrahim, welcome. Let's hear your contribution.
Please, I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Most of these are programs. These people calling themselves government, are they aware of all these programs on?
You're asking if they listen to radio. I assure you that they actually do. They do, because there are certain times when we go off air and then we hear from them, all right, to talk about what we have spoken about. So they do. Your contribution, your opinion, your lamentations, they cannot hear it. For real.
Okay. Now, if they do, I just want them to know that it's very simple for someone to reap whatever he has sown in this life. You see, these APC people, they are finally succeeded. I just want to put an advice for we Nigerians. Let us stop disturbing ourselves and put our hope and trust in God Almighty. Mr. Anosike has said virtually almost the truth behind the whole issue. Now, Ariwoola is now making the judiciary more or less like a family. I think it's a family setting, and we are not surprised, because they are the ones who made this Mr. Tinubu our president. They imposed him on us, so they are also free to do whatever they like. Do you understand? Then we came to know that his days are numbered in terms of commanding, giving authority on who is going to rule a state. Just as you have said, just as Mr. Anosike said, what business was he doing before he can be able to get funds for quite a large number of people to run in government? And like I'm also supporting Mr. Anosike that before Monday, we want every other cabinet, every other weekly appointees in Governor Fubaya's listing to resign. So that we will know we want the governor to pick his own thing and rule the state in peace. Thank you. Thank you
so much, Ibrahim, for calling. It is always a pleasure to hear from you. Good evening. Welcome to the recap.
Good evening, Choma.
Hello there. What's your name and location, please?
Good evening, Choma.
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, this is Stitches calling from the Paja.
Welcome, Stitches. Let's hear from you.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Anosike.
Good evening.
So I just want to quickly say that the problem we have in this country is these leaders, or rather, they are, should I call them leaders or rulers? Rulers, but rather, they are power drunk. They are power drunk, and that power drunk, you don't enter them too deeply. One thing I just want, thank God you just said now that they are listening. They usually scold you guys after your program.
I didn't use the word scold. All right.
Okay. Oh, okay, whatever.
Let's go.
And now they should just know, all they should just know is that no matter how rich you are, no matter how influential you think you are, all of us, me now will not get anything. If I die, they will bury me. Say that they bury you or they cremate you. They are not going. They can't be more than. They can't be more than that. You will still die one day. All this money they are carrying and everything, they can't take it with them to the grave. They can't take it. Why are they doing this thing as if they came with it? The people that was alive 50 years ago, they are not alive today. What's the guarantee that they will be alive even next year? Why can't they just do one thing? The money you have accumulated is enough. Now, at least try to do things. But all we hear every day is from one nonsense to the other. How can one person put how many members of his family in the cabinet? A country over how many millions of the people? Only your family, they occupy. This thing is so bad that like there's nothing to even explain how this thing is. Okay, imagine you have ruled a certain state, whereby you are not the first, you are not the second, you are not the third, but now you want to be the last. The guy, I didn't see one video, the took him for pocket, they waka like God. That wicked guy, he's behaving like a god. Which kind Nigeria will be this? See, the thing is, they should just know that these things are just for the. If you not get what they be pass, They cannot do 12 years. They can't do it on the office. They should be aware that you can. How would you walk on the street? Can you even come and walk past any street in Nigeria? No politician for this Nigeria go feel waka without escort. Make it try and waka past me for street. Man, I just wanted to know that they cannot carry the money everywhere, and this same ground over the march now they go still enter. Many of their mates don't enter before. We don't do. Abacha now, where is he? He's dead. Even if Abacha is even better than all of them now. But well, thank you. That's what I just want to say.
Thank you so much,
Stitches. They will die one day.
Thank you for your call. Thank you so dearly for your call. We always want to hear from you. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I'm your host, and this is the recap right here. We are giving you a rundown of issues that trended that made major headlines during the week. So call us up and let's hear from you. Good evening. Welcome to Recap.
Okay. Hello. Good morning. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening. Welcome. What's your name and location, please?
Okay. My name is Onyeka, calling from Surulere, Lagos.
Welcome, Onyeka. Let's hear from you.
Okay. Please, I really want to comment on. Let me start from next week. River State Governor, the predecessor of Fubara. I think this is a show of clear greediness that somebody is showing. I don't know. I don't want to know, and I don't know the agreement he had with the present governor. But I think when the two elephants are fighting, the grasses are the one that will suffer it. I believe that the essence of governance is to improve the life of people. It's not to improve your own personal life. He should allow this guy to do his job. I believe that he did the same thing to Amechi. That was why he was able to achieve little things he achieved. With this present hardship in town now, how much does he want to collect from River State? And how much will be left for the governor to do his work? You check it and balance it. It doesn't work. So please, I want the people of River State to rally around with the governor, present governor, and give this man a hot check so he will go out of the state. Then the governor will work. I believe that the fight started in a good time. This is too early. At least from now till by next year, by the man will be a year and they're not fixed. I believe all these things must have settled down.
Okay.
He will be able to focus on work.
Thank you so much.
CJN.
Okay.
Then finally on the CJN, I believe that this is not the office call. I believe if I am in office today bearing Onyeka as a surname, another person is also bearing Onyeka as a surname, I don't think it will be well accepted. So Nigerians should not go to one family. The judiciary is the key part. In fact, it's the strongest part and the hope of common man in Nigeria. It should not be, one family should not be determinant or decide what will happen to it. So please, Nigerians should listen and rise up, speak up against this thing. One of them have to go, or if not possible, two of them have to go. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your call. We do appreciate it. You're listening to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. This is the recap. Let's hear from you. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Yeah, what's your name and location, please? I'm very well, thank you. What's your name and location?
My name is Daniel. I'm calling from Itim.
Welcome, Daniel. Let's hear from you.
Okay, yeah, my concern is about the CJN. You know, turning the judicial affair to a family business or whatever is not good for the country. These are part of the policies that this administration and the judiciary are making that are affecting even the foreigners who want to come here and invest. And our president is busy going about begging people to come and invest. It is not possible. They cannot come in a country like this because the judiciary cannot be trusted. The foreign companies that are coming here, as long as the judiciary is not, trusted, they believe that if they have any problem, they have no protection. They say judiciary is the hope of the common man. If there is any issue, it is the judiciary that's supposed to help them out. But in a situation whereby they cannot be helped, then they can't come here. And those that are here already are living. I have somebody very close to me who did a surgery, and there was a kind of error. The doctor made an error that affected this person's kidney, and this person is managing now. This person takes a drug that this person is taking is 250,000 naira every month. Do you know that as at last month, November, the gross skyrocketed to 500,000 naira. Imagine that kind of situation. And these are because of the wrong policies that the government are making, affecting the masses, and they don't even care. They don't even care. So whatever that happens to the masses, it's not their problem. They are busy carrying money, buying whatever they want to buy, they and their family. But I pray, just like the other caller said, that we just need to put our trust on God, because I am telling you, there is no trust, there is no hope for this very, very administration. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Nosike. We love you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. I can see your comments on our YouTube platforms. Do keep it coming. We're live right now. It is Voice of the People 90.3 FM on YouTube. Give us a call. We anticipate your opinion. Good evening. Welcome to the recap.
Good evening, Ijeoma, and I'm This will be calling from Ikeja.
Welcome, sir. Let's hear from you.
Ijeoma, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
First of all, I want to congratulate Fubara for his graduation from School of Thought of Godwin of Obaseki. When you put your two aside of Obaseki, removed the roof and survived. He used caterpillar and bulldoze, and he will also survive. That is by the side. I want to talk about Ariwoola. I don't have problem with that, but I have problem with the Western press that used to write and talk. The CEOs, everybody is keeping quiet and listening. They are no longer writing. The newspapers are no longer writing. They are no longer commenting. I don't know why Nigeria, I tell people, if we trash tribalism and religion, we will go find this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903. I can see your messages on our WhatsApp platform as well. Keep them coming. I will definitely take these messages before the program is over. Okay, give us a call. Good evening. Welcome to the recap.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, my name is Benji. I'm coming from Lagos.
Welcome, Benji. Let's hear from you.
Okay, I think I have two things to say here. For the issue of Wike, I think I'm not in the right position to discuss anything pertaining to Wike and his godson. Because I know this is it's not a novel, has been happening in Nigeria. But I know that sitting on this matter at this time, it may look like you are not saying anything, because I know a lot are going to unveil as far as this matter is on. And another thing that I want to say, yes, that's the truth, because the people are just sitting down trying to make news for something that they don't even know anything about. But I know a lot are going to happen. I know very, very well. Wike is not a man that I believe that he's sitting down, he has forgot about everything. And the governor himself, people that are supporting him are working with him to make sure that he becomes a champion whom the people have been elected to be. So, and another one I want to say about the Chief Justice of Nigeria. I want to ask a question. If Adebayo you run an organization or you work in his position, and his own brother that you said is elevated to the Court of Appeal, has been a judiciary officer for years, has been a judge for years, and along the line a position, a taken position or open for other people to come in, and they now set up exam. 20 people apply for it in 9th position or 10th position, and the brother performed very, very well. Is it proper to deny the brother that opportunity because the senior brother is a Chief Justice of Nigeria?
But aren't there others who are also that qualified? Or are you saying if he's the best student?
No, just get my point. In a situation you have 9 positions and 20 people apply for the job. You set up an exam for the 20 people, and you find out the brother coming with a flying color, and will you tell me that because he's a brother to the Chief Justice that they should not give him the job, even though that is good for the job? I don't know where we are going, because I have been a victim of what we are saying. But for me, it wasn't too good for me. If somebody is good, let it. The problem we have in Nigeria is that we are talking too much. We are talking too much. Another thing I want to ask you again is this. In this your radio station, from the yesterday I listened to it for the first time and today I listened to, everybody that called this radio station are from one region. Is it a regional radio station or a national radio station?
Not at all.
Sorry.
It's a radio station. It's for all Nigerians.
I want to answer.
Why must be one region according to yesterday till now? Other region, are you a regional? I don't just understand, because it's like the idea and the position of the callers are the same. Are the same. I understand why they're saying all those things about Wike. I understand, but I don't know why other tribes are not calling, other regions are not calling. That's why I say whether it's a regional radio, because the person that you brought yesterday was Igbo man, and the one you brought today is also an Igbo man. Don't you see other people from other tribes that are very good? Because even what the man is saying, it doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, sir, you said you just started listening yesterday, right?
Yes.
You listened for the first time yesterday.
Yesterday, yes.
All right. We do have a variety of programs. If you keep on listening, you will definitely hear the voice and the names of both callers and analysts from different regions. But Mr. Anoske would like to say something.
That's nice. That's nice to me.
Mr. Benji.
Nice.
Mr. Benji.
Yes, Mr. Anoske.
Yes, you are an owner of an organization. Understand? You are the head of you are the head of an institution, and you made your relation the auditor of that institution. What do you expect from the public?
My question: if my relation is 20 people come for the interview
for the auditor of the position,
and my relation becomes the best, will I allow my relation to go? Is it because it's government? In a private company, will you say that people come for the interview, the best person can
private is personal. You can be MD, appoint your wife as a secretary, appoint your son as a distant.
Okay, thank you, sir.
We'll go on.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Benji, for your call. We are still taking your calls right here on Voice of People 90.3 FM. Now, one reason why it seems there is so much eyes on the CJN at this time is that the judiciary has been in the middle of situations ever since the presidential and the general elections this year. Now, that's something to note. We have someone on the line. I believe this is Teachers. Good evening. You called back.
Thank you, Choma, for taking my call again. Thank you very much.
All right, let's quickly hear from you so we can hear from others.
I just
please.
want to quickly respond to that man. My uncle works in an oil company in Port Harcourt. Because of the fact that he works in an oil company, there was a slot for job. He couldn't give his son. He has to give his son's friend that position because it's not admitted. They cannot allow it just because he bears his name. His own son, his senior son, he has to give his son picking a friend the job. And that man saying that he's from one region, the way he's sounding, he's saying everything Mr. Anosike has said. Me and Mr. Anosike, we are not from the same region. And there are different callers. You are calling now. Are you from the same region with me or with Mr. Anosike?
Well, he did say he started listening yesterday for the first time. So I believe if he listens for one more week,
he's talking tribalistically. He's talking tribal. He's paining him that the people are against the fact that Ariwoola is from his tribe and he's not taking his tribalistic.
All right, Stitches.
That's nonsense.
He actually
cannot give his own son a position, and I went to give his son's friend the position as big as that position in an oil company. You are telling me that in a full country they do not turn it to family business.
Okay, thank you, Stitches. Thank you so much, Stitches. Now, it seems to be conflicting opinions, right? This person is saying, oh, what if he's my family member, but this person is qualified? Now, the thing is that there are so many
government, people. There should be checks and balances. You don't appoint your nation the auditor of the institution that you are heading, because there will be no transparency. That's what is called perception. Even if that is not going to happen, but in the eyes of the people, it is wrong. Accounting, auditing is a very sensitive positions, and for there to be transparency, you cannot give it to somebody you are relation. people will not perceive it the right way. Understand me? I say in UK, a minister of education has to resign because his own daughter benefited from a policy that the government made.
So should this actually become a law in a law like in the judiciary, saying that when you are the CJN, your powers are limited and that you cannot actually bring in people from your family?
Okay, what of
positions?
In a bank where husband and wife are not allowed to start this thing work? A bank and the judiciary, which one is more? So for me, what the CJN did is very, very wrong and should be condemned. It's very, very wrong.
All right, then. We have someone on the line. Good evening. Welcome to the recap.
Hi, Ijeoma. Good evening. My name is Michael. I'm calling from the UK.
Welcome, Michael. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Nosike as well.
Good evening.
I'm calling regarding this CJN appointment. I just want to tell me that the whole of Nigeria, with over 200 million people, there is no competent auditor, accountant in the whole of Nigeria. You can't tell me that. There are enough qualified people out there. You can't tell me it's his son or even his brother is more qualified than any other person. If he had thrown that position out and let everybody go and fight the battle to get the job, then he will see a lot of people who are qualified to do the job. So I do not agree with that caller saying that people you cannot give it to anybody. No, that's what we call conflict of interest to fall in. Because there will be things that he will see, but he will cover it up because it's his father or his brother. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's conflict of interest, number one. It will not happen. That's why you see some organizations like banks, if a man marries a wife in the bank, then one of them will resign. That's because of conflict of interest. So I do not agree with that caller totally. Anyway, thank you. That's just my input.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you. Have a good evening as well. 0700 903 903 903. Good evening. Welcome to the recap.
Hi, good evening. This is Ibrahim calling back.
All right, Ibrahim. Let's hear from you.
Please, I just want to. There's something I want to say on the UK Fubara issue.
Okay.
You see, we want Governor Fubara to also come out and tell his own side of the story. Because all of us are just blaming Wike. You know, in my tribe, as a Yoruba man, in my tribe, there's a tribe there's an adage that says that Agbejo and Nekada Agboshikani.
What does that mean?
He will listen to one side of his story. He will listen to one side of his story in a conflict. He's also an evil person. That's the meaning of that idea. That he will listen to one side of his story in a conflict. He's also an evil person. So let us hear from both sides, because only God knows the kind of agreements we might just be blaming Governor Wike, and it might not really be. Although all this godlike behavior is exhibiting is not good. But at least we want to hear Governor Subara's when one or two things, let us also hear from him, so that we will hear from both sides before we can now really say that, okay, this is actually the bad person.
Okay.
Are you hearing me?
All right, Ibrahim.
Concerning this man, there are some people saying that if Ariwoola's brother is the only one who is qualified to enter that position. Let's even assume that might be right anyway. At times it might be from interview. Maybe his brother is the only one who qualified to enter that post. If I were Ariwoola, I would tell him that, look, this is not our family's property. This is a country's affair. If anything should happen, they will say, okay, it's because it's his brother. We have to consider what people will say. It is not our property. People will say, for example, now what a caller just said now, if let's say Ariwoola is founded one thing of any crime, are you telling me that his brother will say, will put down his brother, will implicate his brother? He will have to keep quiet for one or two things. So we are not saying that that cannot happen in a normal setting where his brother will be the only one to qualify for this thing. But at times they should have thought of, okay, this thing is a nation, it's a nation work, it's a national work,
and
not
make that sacrifice.
Exactly, and just go and find job somewhere else if possible. If I were chief judge, if my brother qualified, I would tell him, look, I'm not comfortable with you working, because people will be saying, this is what people will be saying. People will say it's because of his brother is there. I don't know if you understand my point.
Yes, I do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your opinion. I really, really, really appreciate it. Alright, 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. You are listening to the recap right here on the Voice of the People 90.3 FM. 25 minutes to go. We're still anticipating your calls.
Hello,
good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. Welcome. Welcome, Mr. K.
My own suggestion is I want to say Mr. Kubara, the governor of River State. So I want you to be elected to others as 35 governors, ex-governors. So that's my own suggestion.
So you are congratulating Fubara. You saying he did well?
Yes. I don't support the Godfathers in Nigeria. I don't support it. I hate it in my life.
Okay.
So anything Godfather, you die forever in Nigeria. They can stop Godfather in anything, whether in church, whether in school, no Godfather is that is the first corruption. It's very
Okay, thank you so much.
Very bad in any society.
Thank you.
Very bad. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling. So the callers today are saying they are congratulating Governor Fubara, saying he did well by not, giving in to whatever it is that Wike might have wanted from him because he put him in that position. Is that, an opinion or a sentiment that you agree with?
Well, for me, Fubara is as guilty as Wike. Understand me? Fubara is as guilty as Wike. The only thing, because for you to be a governor, you must sign some bonds. You must enter some agreements. Understand? Just like when Chris Oba funded Ngige to become the governor of Anambra State in 2003. Chris Oba has to take Ngige to Okija, understand, to go and swear an oath that he will be loyal to him.
Is that a confirmed thing that actually happened?
Sure, now Ngige confirmed going to Okija, but that he put a Bible in his back pocket. Understand me? But that he put a Bible in his back pocket. We know that in Wike single-handedly picked Fubara and single-handedly made him a governor of River State. Fubara must have agreed to a lot of things. Understand? Fubara must have taken some oaths, signed some bonds. Understand? But Fubara is not innocent in any way. But the only thing is that Wike is becoming too greedy. It is Wike's greed that is exposing all these things. It happens everywhere. Understand? It happened in Abia State between Oji Kano and the Theodoji. Understand me? This is not that the first time it is happening, but it is their greed that is exposing them. So people are congratulating the Fubara because Wike is overdoing it. Wike is behaving like a rascal. Understand? So Fubara is not in any way innocent of all this. He is as guilty as Wike. But what Wike should have done after you have made Fubara governor, you are now in Abuja as FCT minister. Face your job in Abuja and are now Fubara to operate. The agreement that you have with him, which is nowhere in the interest of River State people, you abide by them. But Wike did not allow this guy to breathe.
So you should have given him some time to settle in before making demands.
And that is what is called, because one, all the appointees that Wike gave to Fubara, he never rejected any of them. They have been working together for the past 5 months until these things scattered. So Fubara is not innocent at all. And mind you, it is this crisis that made Fobra to attend the PDP governors meeting for the first time. And Fobra once said to Wike, I heard that you are crossing over to the other side. Don't forget us here. That he heard that Wike is going to cross over to APC. That Wike should not forget him in PDP. Understand me? So Fobra is not my guy at all. My concern is the well-being, is development in Rivers State. That is my own interest. The development of Rivers State, democracy being practiced in Rivers State, then for the Rivers State people to get their fair share of the allocation that is coming to them, and not that Fobra is an innocent. He's not.
All right.
He is not at all.
Okay, you are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I'm your host. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. With me, I have Mr. Peter Anosike. It is time for me to go over to our YouTube and WhatsApp platforms and take your messages and comments. Beginning from YouTube, we have Angel Sunshine saying, greetings everyone in the studio. I'm enjoying the show. Thank you so much, Angel Sunshine. Right now on WhatsApp. Okay, let us begin with a dial from Fagba. He says, good evening, crew. There is a saying, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse or misuse is inevitable. Who is a betrayer between Wike and Fubara, Atiku and Wike, Akeredolu and Deputy, Obaseki and Deputy, Tinubu and Ambode? These are godfatherism fighting their godsons. Is this democracy? Nigerian state has turned to loyalty na cash and carry, objection na mortuary. Everybody gets agenda with their mercenary enterprise. How will there be development when somebody must report to you before developing a state? Example is Lagos, and he's a guy in Abuja. That's why Lagos is backward. Okay, it is a shame. Dio from Fagba. Thank you so much, Dio, for your message. Thank you for this message. Okay, this person says greetings. Well, greetings to you as well. Okay, one from Ayobo says, what is really going on in Nigeria? The level of nepotism in Nigeria cannot help Nigeria to grow as a country. Nigeria has divided to the extent that even unborn children knows that Nigeria can. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, one from Ayobo. Please check my message. I'm already checking it. Chairman CJN is Yoruba lawyer. He wants to call his family to judiciary. That's why Nigeria can never work. My name is Nkem. Okay, it will work. All right, we have to stay positive no matter what. Nigerians, you smell the stenches from politicians in black robes and their legalists. Okay, this is coming from Ola Adewale. Good evening, Chairman, Mr. Anosike. For the CJN to appoint his brother is an outright disregard to the law of the land that he represents. And I bet you that the president will not fight to do anything concerning the action that Ariwoola has taken. Chinemere from Agbara. Thank you so much for your message. The INEC man from Oshodi Mafoluku. Nigerian judiciary is laughable. Yes, from the onset. I said it that who that is corrupt cannot fight corrupt person. How will the man on top correct CJN when he knows the game them play? But we are watching the INEC man. Your name is the INEC man from Oshodi Mafoluku. Chioma, good evening. Please, which way out concerning this Justice Ariwoola? Has it become a luta continua? I need an answer, please. Daniel from Oshodi. Daniel, unfortunately, I do not have an answer for you. Chisco says, good evening to you all. When the system encourages tribalism, cronyism, and nepotism, it then discourages transparency, competency, quality education, and a merit system. The president, CJN, Wike, and all politicians should note the precedent you have set and watch out for the boomerang effect on generations to come. Chisco. Okay, good evening, Chioma. My name is Nemeka from Ijeoma. Please, CJ is wrong with his appointment because the court is not family business. It is for the country. Chioma, he who does not know and does not know that he does not know and does not want to know that he does not know will die of ignorance. Anyone that sees the truth and pretend not to see it is only doing his or herself. There is no justification for what the CJN has turned the judiciary to. Thank you. This is Stitches. Okay, keep the messages coming. We still have about 15 minutes to go. Now, Stitches says there is no justification for what it is that has happened. And so, in cases like this, where there are conflicts of interest, is it better to just tell your person and say, you know what, don't apply at all? Because if you apply and I don't pick you, I may hurt your feelings. shouldn't. And if you apply and you're the best and you come out and people say, oh, I shouldn't check you because you are my family member. But is it not too much? You have a son, you have a nephew, you have a brother. It's almost like he's putting everybody on.
For me, I thought that Tanko Judicial would have been the worst. When Tanko was appointed the CJN of Nigeria, one, he did not follow the NEDAM process. He didn't go to law school. It was an Islamic edition law that he read. So I was thinking that that would be at the end. But I the one that own, he has become the worst ever. The worst ever. It is a shame, very big shame, if Nigerians should allow this to stand.
All right then. If we allow this to stand, it will be a shame. We'll take about 2 more calls and we'll call it today right here on the program. Good evening. Welcome to the recap.
Good evening, Shama.
What's your name and location, please?
My name is Aloy. I'm calling from Isono.
Welcome, Aloy. Let's hear from you.
Greetings to Anosike.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please, I just want to contribute especially on the Fabra, River State Governor. Yes, it is true that Fabra is not innocent on all of whatever that is happening. But I can see that the political era of this nation, if you don't behave like a fool and then then get into that place, we cannot change the system. Just as you mentioned in Anambra State, it was in the gear that it ended the fatherism in Anambra State, and that is why today in Anambra State the godfatherism is also working there now. So even if you get there to just react to him and get there, change the system and destroy everything. So I still like him. I still like him because the thing are getting out of hand, and that is why I couldn't be able to bear it, and they begin to react the way he's reacting. So I give it to him. Well done for him. Let him destroy everything concerning fatherism in the River State. Thank you. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903. 2 more calls, and we'll call it a day right here on the program as our time is fast spent. Good evening. Welcome to the recap.
Choma, thank you for giving me a chance to conclude. This is Obi calling back from Ikeja.
Okay, Obi, let's hear from you.
Yeah, I just want to say Fubara is very lucky. Could you have imagined if those lawmakers have pretended that we are with him and they will get to a stage, they will impeach him? You understand? It's the ego and pride of Wike that he couldn't wait. He couldn't pretend, to allow Fubara to relax and believe in those people. And for the people that say that only one tribe is calling, Ibrahim is not an Igbo man. Adebayo yesterday morning was yesterday afternoon with Kemejude, is a Yoruba man. A lot of Yoruba people have been anchoring this program. Let him listen very well before he makes his decision.
Thank you so much. I would say we should extend grace to Mr. Benji. He did say he started listening yesterday for the first time. All right, so let us extend some grace to him. One more call. Who's going to be our lucky final caller for this evening? One more call and we will call it a day, or rather we'll call it a night right here on the program. You are my lucky final caller. Good evening. Welcome to the recap.
Hello, good evening.
Let's hear from you.
Hello,
good evening. Let's hear from you.
I am Dr. Tade calling from Ogun State.
Dr. Tade, it is a pleasure to have you right here on VOP 90.3 FM. Let's hear from you.
In fact, I love your program so much, and I want this country to know that we are now under a Lagos mafia.
Why do you say so?
I am an insider in the APC. In fact, I'm a foundation member. I know most of the current actors to the core, and they know me. I want you to know now that about 5 of the resident electoral commissioners just announced are based in Lagos.
and they are very close to the guru himself, that is the president. Secondly, I want you to know that the judiciary is now in his pocket. Haruna Samani, the appeal court judge, has been playing this role since he was in the Federal High Court. I knew him when he was head of so many tribunals, and I knew the role he played that helped him to get to the highest office now, being appointed as a Supreme Court judge. The country is going to witness a lot of things, and you are going to see a lot of mess in the nearest future. I wish this country well.
Are you saying we shouldn't hold on to hope, Dr. Tade?
You say what?
Are you saying we should not hold on to any iota of hope?
Oh my God. I know the actors very well. And if we don't have any drastic change, this country is doomed. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tade. Thank you. You are our final caller for the evening. Thank you so much for calling all the way from Ogun State. Mr. Aloske, what do you make of that?
Well, that's his opinion, understand? But what he said is true. We don't need any magnifying glass. We don't need any soothsayer to tell us that what he said is true. I want to start with Wike. Where Wike was heading to was to make the speaker the governor. And the speaker is from his own local government, Obiakpondo. Understand? And what he had wanted to do was for them to impeach both Fubra and his deputy. Once the governor and the deputy is impeached, the speaker automatically becomes the governor of the state. So that is where Wike was heading to before his sin found him out. Understand? So he never. One day Wike said on air, thunder, fire all the Ijeoma people. This is what a governor said on air. Thunder, fire all the Ijeoma people. Ijeoma people are in control of 10 local governments in River State. River State is a multi-ethnic community. They have the Ogonis, the Ikweres, the Ijos. Understand? So Ijos constitute over 60% of the people in River State. But he has no regard for them. So that he made an Ijeoma person a governor. He doesn't want an Ijeoma person to continue being a governor. He just wants that to use him, get votes, and then get rid of him and make someone from Obiakpondo, who he positioned as the speaker, to become the governor of River State. He never liked Ijeoma people one bit. Then for CJN, as I've said before, our judicial has been captured. It's now in somebody's pocket. INEC has been captured. It is now in somebody's pocket. Nigerian institutions have been captured. It's now in somebody's pocket. And it will continue like this. No prayers is going to change it. The only change is drastic action. Understand me? The only thing that is going to change the thing that has captured the Nigerian institutions, the hostage that the judiciary and INEC has been held and will continue to be held in the next 8 years, is drastic action. And Nigerians should rise and begin to fight against these hostage takers. That's my take.
All right, then you have had Mr. Peter Alose's final words on each of the topics that we discussed today. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. The recap will be back on your airwaves next Saturday, from 4 till 6 p.m. The World News at 6 comes up next. Thank you so much for always staying with us. Again, it is December 16th, the day that we all have been waiting for. Today is the day where we celebrate our fans, our listeners. It is a celebration of you, okay? So stay tuned. Wonderful music coming your way so that you can celebrate with us. Some of our fans are on their way here. Some are here already, and the celebration is ongoing. Thank you so much for always tuning in. Thank you for always calling. Thank you for always sending in your messages and your comments to our YouTube, to our WhatsApp platforms. We appreciate you immensely. We appreciate you much more than we can say. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. Stay tuned for the World News at 6. Have a good evening.